What's up guys, it's the Devil's Talon here, and in today's video we're going to be going over how Steelix won last week's solo platform cash cup. But before I get into this VOD review guys, if you find what I'm telling you helpful or simply you enjoy my content, please drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on post notifications. But without further ado, let's get right into it. On the screen you see we have Steelix's POV. For those of you who do not know Steelix, he is a longtime EU pro and has had an insane start to this season, placing top 5 in both Cash Cups and qualifying for DreamHack Finals. So this player is absolutely insane, and we're going to see what he did last week to win the Solo Cash Cup in Europe, which again, in my opinion, is the most difficult region to play on. So we're going to be taking a look. Just some things to talk about. He's landing caddy corner this first game. Again, you want to W key your first game, especially if you're really good at it. But the rest of the games, you really want to play placement. Nothing to say much about that engagement he gets as a player in a third party not really paying attention. He gets the cone off, blocks the wall. And something you kind of want to never do. He kind of spins around, doesn't build. And then he immediately cone slides and boom, GG's. Gets third party with a mythic launcher. And his aim is insane. You're going to see it. I love the use of the crash pad there, kind of like an old-time bounce pad to push. But this guy's got the mythic launcher, so he's just going to keep yeeting and yeeting forever away. He tries to get the last tag, but we don't see, but obviously he tracks him. I really like, cutting out the part where he runs a million miles and gets a guy that pretty much was shambles, again, minus having the mythic loot. So he goes back to caddy to get the vault. And then this is where all the third parties come through. He gets this guy full boxed. I liked him not going for it. He gets a crack. If the guy hits more shots, he might kill him. But again, because he has a mythic launcher, he can just... So he's going to mini up and then probably splash. Gets a crack. So knows that guy is going to be 150 or less no matter what. Metro Classics into his box. Chokes the... That's why I prefer the cone, because you don't have to make an edit. It just immediately turns it to an awkward 50-50. Again, he's still at caddy corner, dealing with all the third parties. And so he goes right back up to high ground. Again, using that mythic launcher so well. Spraying through, it's really, really something you're going to see often from him. And you're going to see just some of how good his aim is. Alright, so this opponent flying through, cracks his shield, and then he hits him. Again, tries to conserve pad, but doesn't. And I like the decision not to conserve pad after messing it up, because time is of the essence. You don't want your opponent to be able to get off a big, so screwing around, wasting for the conserve pad, especially in that first game, you're probably not worried. Makes a left-handed edit there, was a little curious, but saw his opponent probably ran away. I love the double ramps there, so his opponent has no idea where he's going. And he gets this wall here, but he gets ramped over. Because he knows he can crack him up right there. He's going to probably just run up that ramp. And then the opponent gets into a situation where he can't really do anything, because he's all around Steelix's builds. Tries to start the fight with pre-fight damage. Doesn't really get it. This is so good. Boom. Gets a huge crack. His aim is nuts. An immediate Metro Classic to try and get in. And then just spraying through, trying to get pressure. Always acting like he's got the wall. I love this angle here. Ooh, he places that ramp beautifully. And then through cone, piece control, boom. We're going to take another look at that. That was so good. So we're going to go to playback half. We're going to turn off. So again, he gets started on this build fight. He tried to get some pre-fight damage. A little bit of a scuff. I don't think he meant to switch to his Chug Splash in the middle of the build. But he gets a huge crack because his aim is so good. And I love this edit right here. Boom. He jumps properly, just doesn't unfortunately get it. And so he continues his pressure. He never lets his opponent heal, which is really good. Just pressure, pressure, pressure. Act like he's going to get it. Doesn't. Goes up another layer. And look at this. Look at this angle. He places the ramp in the box to maybe just scuff his opponent. His opponent does an insane job of getting out, actually. He gets the cone right here. Gets more piece control, one hacks the wall, stays with his blueprint, gets that piece control, and then that's going to end the fight. Again, editing through with your blueprints to establish piece control. All pros do it. You need to do it. Really good job by Steelix right there, and that's a GG's to that guy. He just got absolutely dominated. So some guy whips a bunch of shots. Boom, great cone, side jump, edit, and then this cone right here is perfect. The guy jumps up and trying to build a ramp, doesn't get able to do it. GG's, not much to say. But notice this guy is building out of wood, so Steelix notices that it's one hit. He's going to drop down on top of this cone, and that's where this triple edit's so good, because even this guy tries to duck down because Steelix is on top of that cone. He's going to be able to hit him no matter what. The guy doesn't even duck down, and GG's. Same thing, the triple edit here is so good because everything's so open, easy to hit shots. Now you're going to watch him just dunk on this homie's head. GG's. Gets a guy shambles. Again, notices the thing's one hit. Boom. GG's. Again, this is your W key game. This is where you're going to get players like this, which you're going to notice. So he has 6 launch pads. He's not even worried about it because he's got Mythic. He almost gets sniped there. He should have been a little... But this guy is so screwed, and you're going to see that this guy is rotating late and has a pad. Just Kovacs this guy there again. His aim is nuts, and so there's pretty much a 0% chance he loses this game with Mythic Launcher and the amount of mats he has and rotation, all that stuff. The guy's rotating with Chili Pepper, and he's just cracking on high ground. Catches a guy, shambles. This piece control is nuts. And then as soon as the guy gets high ground, oh, no you don't. I have a Mythic Launcher. He gets a wall here, but notice how he doesn't take the 50-50. He's editing waiting. He doesn't want to get one pump with a fully charged. But this guy's stuck in zone, so he could just hold him as he breaks out. But the guy's so weak, he just ends up dying. And notice, so that's the game 1 W key game. Look at this, game 2. He's landing out, way far out, way away, not... Because again, placement is valued more. And look how insane his aim is. Boom, easy cracks with this pistol. He uses the pistol more than any pro I've seen. Alright, something to just talk about here, right there. That's so good. It didn't end up working, but it's something that's really good to do. So most opponents will edit out to the sides as opposed to up now or back. It's either to the sides or back usually. Back's pretty awkward. They'll flip the ramp and turn back, or they'll go edit out to the sides. But he's pre-establishing piece control with this move. So you build through the wall wall cone. So if this guy edits out this way, he's literally screwed. He only has one way to go out, and that's the way he came, which is going to cause a reset. It's just not good. But he doesn't get that opponent. It's just something good to do. It makes fights again end faster, which is the whole goal. This guy gets through, immediately edits out. He builds a wall. This fight ends a little bit strange, honestly. We don't get to really see what happened. He cracks him right there, and then it's just a third party. I don't know why it was so rushed. He decides to crash pad. Boom. That's really good. And he uses his pistol so good. Attempted Metro Classic. He forgot to place the floor there first. Oh, that cone is so nice. But it didn't work. He just got him up top. But it's a good attempt. Good. Chops him down and then aims at the middle. Gets another crack. Metro Classics in. His Metro Classics haven't worked. I don't know if his timing has been off. But you can see the constant attempts to just end fights with the Metro Classic. The guy didn't have a shotgun, so that's why he's trying to shoot him with a hunting rifle. And again, you're going to see this opponent make the same mistake. Boom, cone slide, boom. It gets absolutely... And look at that aim. 28, 56, 3 shots dead. But again, just something you want to be wary of if you're in this like end game. And look how stacked it is, 40 and 5th. If you're hitting on a cone, you're going to want to basically one slap it first. Because once you get in that double swing and you don't know if someone's there. This guy's fortunate to get the wall. So the wall gets one tap. He gets the wall, edits through. And then because his cone is metal, it's one tap. Boom. And then the fight ends. GG's. But you're going to see this actually happen to Steelix later in the game. And look how insane, this is just how good his aim is. I mean, this kill isn't that impressive, but this next one is. Look at this. 37, 36, 36, 36. Boom. Really good tracking. And yes, I know it's a Mythic AUG. But there's multiple examples of how insane his aim is. Look at this. This is so good. This is just a good example of movement right here. So he makes a left-hand edit, which you would think is disadvantageous, but he gets the cone down. And so he goes, ducks back to the side, gives him time to charge. And then just flicks back over, boom. Hits him again. GG's. So 8 kills in game number 2. Really popping off. So unfortunately gets yeeted, but he does have the grappler. But the grappler is really not too good in this 8th and 9th zone. This is final zone. He gets yeeted again. It does save his life to make him last a little bit longer, but he has no mats. And he gets killed. Not much. He got killed by Become Legends player and us. So again, we're going to game 3. Gets a nice 61 to start off this fight. And they both crack each other. Now, Steelix has to know that he's probably a health advantage on his opponent. And he just catches him off. GG's. And so, ooh, that's a little bit scary. That ramp flip was really good. He looks a little bit panicked right here. And things are a little bit scuffed. He chokes an edit. He's having to constantly ramp flip. And I love this decision to back out. It gives him an opportunity to get a mini. This guy just is ramming through. And so when he boxed up, I think he wanted to take a mini. But he didn't. Tries to go for a peek. Doesn't get it. But this sequence is so nuts. Boom. Gets a crack. Piece control. Edit through the blueprints. Ends the fight. Again, we're going to just talk. We can just watch that in slow motion again. It was so good. So, he goes for a shot here as the guy's pickaxe swinging, but the guy gets a ramp through. It's okay. He makes good decision to box through, and so he notices that his opponent's going to be there. So he cracks him, and then he keeps his blueprints out and catches him on the cone. The guy can't build a floor or a ramp or anything, and it's an immediate GG's. That's just really good fight IQ. And so again, we're about to see more examples of his nutty aim. But, so carrying a pistol late game, how often do you see that? Not often. He's pretty unique in that regard. And then you're going to see exactly the same thing that happened. Sitting in a cone, trying to smack some player's cone. You don't know that he's cone peeking. The guy uses the cone as basically a Metro Classic, and Metro Classic's right in the box. And again, the charge is really good. Now, mind you, if someone gets into your box and you don't hit that shot, it's probably going to be over. And that's exactly what happened. He missed the pub shot, and the guy just got tacked to death. So we're looking at game 4. Boom. Really good. Just snipes him, and then abusing the crash pad, and he literally body blocks him. Really good job. So we fast forward to an end game here. Notice how he's on dead side again, something we talked about in Mr. Savage VOD reviews, hugging that storm to save materials. This is exactly what he does. Gets a crack. Unfortunately, he misses that shot there. That could have been maybe the refresh he needed. So he sits back. He only has 5 build. He's clearly looking for a refresh instead of focusing on rotating. But he doesn't have the mats to make the rotate. So he could have possibly stayed dead side right there. I think he, in hindsight, he might have said he could have probably done that. But he was obviously sitting back looking for a refresh. He gets a crack. He gets the finish here. But here's what ends up happening now. He kind of has to deal with storm and all this congestion as opposed to being on dead side. And the refresh really wasn't worth it if you saw the amount of mats. So that's something he could have possibly done, is just stayed on dead side, maybe go and hit a cone and tried to psycho over there where things were less congested and maximize his placement. But again, nothing you can really do. Again, utilizing everything you have. And so I believe he lands caddy here just because of like, oh my god, I barely have any time. I have a throwaway game because it doesn't make sense to land here at the point in his tournament with how well he's doing. So I think it's just more about time. I maybe get a point or two here. And that he does. You're going to see some person fighting bots. Oh look, the pistol's just nuts for him. And so he gets mythic and he's like, oh, you know, maybe this is a game I just pop off in. But it's not what ends up happening. And then he finally drops the pistol for a sub. Boom. And we skip forward to this just sequence of him being absolutely shambles. He has no metal, less than 100 materials and everything. Someone is chasing him. And he had some really unlucky aerial launches, and you're going to see that. He had some very unfortunate. So he aerial launches and gets away, and he lands right on someone else. Unfortunate, but I think that game was in just for time purposes. He had a throwaway game. And he's back to his solo drop spot. I like the decision to make pressure right here. He does not hit him there, but good read to not get hit. He cracks some shield right there. Notices on the ramp now, so I don't know if he misclicked or miskeyed, but he only hit it once. He didn't switch back to his weapon, and that was a mistake. If that guy, if he doesn't hit that 106, if he maybe only hits, you know, a 22 shot, if his aim wasn't so damn good, you know, that could be a GG's, but really good job clutching up the shot, and that's what sometimes you got to do. But he should have maybe baited back to his weapon. I think that's what he meant to do, to be honest, but he ended up switching back to his pickaxe instead of his weapon, and so the opponent caught him and cracked him for over 100 plus. And again, if that guy, again, if he doesn't hit that 106 shot, who knows, he may be back in the lobby. But let's go into this fight. This fight is a good example on how to box fight with a charged shotgun. So notice a 2-box, again, something you need to do with the Destiny Jesus, FaZe Clan coach, talks about this constantly. And he gets stinked here, and I love this decision right here. He makes 4 boxes, just with walls, using his materials, just be like, well, you know, which one are you going to stink now? So he doesn't get stinked anymore. And this allows him so much space, take off shots, deal with this, and now look, this guy's in a in a world of hurt. He gets all of the piece control, almost puts him in the Taj, but thanks to reload management, he wasn't able to. But we're going to just talk about, we're going to go over what is so good about this fight and what you need to be doing if you have a charged shotgun when you're getting keyed and playing defensive. So again, notice how he's baiting, and he can immediately make a wall. Now he owns everything again. So the guy comes in. This guy is in 4 boxes where he only controls 1 wall. And so Steelix baits the shot, doesn't get it. Now this guy is literally, and he shot out the back wall with that shot, which his opponent probably doesn't know. So he edits through, holds the right hand peek to charge. Boom, guy gets cracked. The guy doesn't realize that he goes back, doesn't have the wall. He edit courses him Mongol, but unfortunately he did not know he had shotgun ammo, but he does a great job of smashing him with the AR, again, body blocking him, crouch. It's a very, very common occurrence. We're going to take a look at this next fight, and you're going to see how unfortunate the way it ends. It's kind of funny, but the guy cracks him, and he gets up, doesn't expend too many mats, fortunately has floppers, drops his shotgun to reload, again, something you should definitely be doing by now. Guy's pressuring with RPG. He makes, again, 2 boxes. You're going to see. Makes another box, drops and reloads.
Motion detected at the bedroom door.
Unfortunately, made it a bad read to go back to where the box where the opponent had piece control on the wall. And this opponent does a great job of pressuring. So he crash pads back. Gets a nice little crack there, a nice little tag. Maybe assuages his opponent's pressure. But he doesn't. And so his opponent builds up because he's still decently healthy. And Steelix seems to be a little bit panicky here, but look how unfortunate this is. Boing! I'm in the air floating. That's just unlucky as it gets. Unfortunate. He probably could have, while that guy was ramping up, instead of building out of the wood, he could have just ducked to the side, gotten those minis off. But, again, GG's. Now look at this. This sequence is nuts. Boom. Headshot. Look at this. Boom. Headshot. Look at this. Boom. Headshot. I literally, when I saw it, I said, holy shit. Oh my god. He just headshot sniped 3 kids, and one of them was on a moving boat. There was one standing still, there was one running out of a box, and there was one driving a boat. And he headshot all of them for 3 kills. That is insane aim to me. That is definitely what I feel and see Steelix's strength is. So now we're in, looks like 4th. Gets a nice little, again, third-party frag with his great aim. Gets RPG. Boom. And again, tack's so good for when you're in these like the same boxes. So 50-50, he wins it. Unfortunately, we all make that mistake where we're editing out an end game but just not paying really attention to what's around us, and there's someone psyching us about that shot was nuts. And this guy turns around and he just bullies him after that. This guy just runs into his box as well. Boom, bullies him. And because of his pad, boom, smart. Goes into ninth. I like him not going for height here. He has enough materials to not even really worry about it. Dropping the shotgun again to reload. This is smart. He sees this guy going towards all that loot. He gets the important tags. Boom, easy frag. And then he just drops, unfortunately. Cracks. But the other guy kills him. But really good job. That's an insane game from Steelix right there. And again, what I've seen with a lot of pros that prefer, they like that mid-early charge and that late-game purple tack. That late-game purple tack is so good when you got all this congestion of people coming in your boxes, and it allows you more room for error. And, you know, instead of with a charge, you have to sit there and wait for it to reload or recharge again or reload. You can just tap fire with the tack. So someone just alphas on top of him at Salty. Guy keys. Gets a nice little 80 crack, and then boom, not much you can do. Offensive cone peeking, I've talked about it in even last season and tips for solo FNCS. Offensive cone peeking so good. This guy's in a cone, boom, cracks. That was Sebi, GG's. Sebi hits an insane shot though. He had 22 HP. Ooh, he killed Snappy right there. I have no idea how. He might have been weaker third partying. But this little sequence of event is just nuts. So he gets this nice offensive cone peek, and then he goes into Salty. Gets a nice little crack, and the guy gets put in his own cone. They both crack each other. And that's something that's unfortunate. When you own that cone or whatever piece controlling somebody, a good player is going to sit there and wait to smash you with a charge. And so this is unfortunate right here. He whiffs his shot, and now his opponent has full piece control. Cone slides him. He whiffs the shot. Snappy was so weak. That is so fortunate for him. He only hits it for 97. Maybe got a look. That's just unfortunate for Snappy, but that was a really good shot. And he's fortunate for Steelix, his opponent wasn't weaker. Oh, I love it. I love the cone kind of baiting in. Now this guy's building out of wood. Look at how good that aim is. Good aim and movement. He's actually a disadvantage, and then he just cracks him in the head, and then his movement, and then his aim, again, is just nuts. Now, again, you're going to say, like, his aim is nuts. His aim may not be that nuts. You know, he doesn't have mongrel aim. Watch this. 1 kill. 28, 29, 27. 26, 26. 26, 26. 26. Look at this tracking. 26, 26. Almost gets another kill right there. 26. 31. 26. 27. Gets another kill. All these long range kills. And he's got a purple charge. Good. That was unfortunate. I didn't like the layer switch. Especially with wood. Personally. He's got, like, I know you're rotating with wood. I don't know why he doesn't just continue on the path that he's on. Because look how much open space is onto the left. There's no reason for him to go up. He has the materials and he has the floor floppers. And look at his materials, it's so healthy. This is a little bit of a throw in my opinion. Just because he gets cracked from the side. Look, he's not even blocking his back. And I just didn't see a reason for him to go up there. And then he gets fried. His mistake was he could have just kept going straight. He was on a perfectly good path. Right? Yeah, he's on a perfectly good path. I don't know why. He could have continued to go more to dead side again. More to this side. But he didn't. He decided to go up and it just cost him. Unfortunate. Now look at this again. His aim isn't good. Are you kidding me? He just clicks on that man's forehead. It's like a Scream one tap. Oh, that is so good. The guy's getting fried by the lobby. The other, he holds his blueprint there, then does the clicks, blueprint edit, boom. Finishes the third party, gets a nice little launchy pad out of that as well. Some more crash pads. And this guy's, again, this end games are super stack in the 40s. Oh, this is good awareness. Does he get this kill? Yes. Good reading his opponent. That was so smart. Let's just watch that again. So obviously you see him smash this poor little guy that's, I don't know, getting focused by another player. I don't know if he got fried, but it's always good to focus. And so he notices this guy down in the cone below and building out of wood. And so it's a 2, and then immediately cone slides, cracks. Really good aim again with the AR, getting a couple tags. And look, he jumps to the side, reads his opponent, chokes the edit a little bit. Doesn't matter. The guy spins around. The guy's looking a little bit lost. And boom, GG's. Just good tracking over his opponents. Good awareness that his opponent's building out of wood and he can easily destroy it. So we're going to keep moving on. Nice. Boom, gets a nice little third party. Should have probably preemptively placed it a roof just in case. He was fortunate not to get fried right there. He got a little bit fried right there, but no big deal. Alright, he is on dead side. Let's see. There he goes. Now he goes a little bit more to dead side. He gets this guy in his box. Boom. And again, that's what that tack can do for you in a box. Boom. So he gets a great refresh. Oh, that was so nice. Good tracking. Just had to hit the shot. And that's what's so good about this purple tack late. Shooting the crash badge so they don't yeet him anywhere he doesn't want to go. Again, good. He's on dead side. He's got mats. He's got floppers. He's in the exact situation he wants to be. He's got all these old builds. And I doubt that he's thinking that he's going to win this game because all he has to do is maximize the rest of his materials and get to that last. And so he starts just preemptively building, even though it's wood. He's got 20 seconds to get there. And so you're seeing like a kind of a plialism wager strat of just blocking off everything. So he decides to go back and look at this angle. Because he has these floppers, the other guy's looking for that opponent, but he has these floppers to be able to do this. And the other two fight, and he cracks him, and then he could take the one flopper, and the person's probably dead. And again, he just played that so well. He maximized his materials. He got ahead. He just blocked everything off, and then he went back to get an angle at where the zone was going to be. So everything was in front of him. And he just used those floppers, let the other people kill each other, run out of mats, do all that stuff. The guy mythic launched up. But because he had 4 floppers, I mean, it doesn't matter. Right? That night zone, the zone is going to kill everyone. The person that has the most heals is going to win. And that's exactly what happened. And so he ends up winning a couple games, 120 points. He only played 9 matches, 2 royales. He averaged 6 kills a game. He averaged a top 25 placement. Again, 13 points a match. Insane. And again, as you can see, some of these monsters on here. You have Solo FNCS winner Janice Z. You have Mr. Savage up on there. You have Mongrel. You have some other Vanish players, Sebi, that he actually killed later on in that game. And so the one thing I want to talk about is, again, if you're a mouse keyboard Kovacs, if you want great aim, go look at Steelix. You saw some insane snipes. You saw some really great tracking. Him using a pistol late game, which is a little unorthodox, especially in the pro. You're usually looking at an AR. or a sub, usually a compact, but no compact for Mr. Steelix. We're popping off with the purple and gold pistols. Really great aim from Steelix. He did, yeah, and that's the crazy thing. There was some things he could have done a little, just a little tad bit better in that one particular end game that it just stuck out to me, where he had all those floppers and all those materials, and it was just moving 6, and he just decided to go up and would, and it cost him. But he did a really just insane job of hitting his shots, and that's the biggest takeaway that I see from this particular player is his aim is absolutely great. It allows him to clutch up a lot in situations where he may have made a mistake or opponent made a good play, but he just out aims his opponent, and that's what's needed to. That's the most underrated part of Fortnite, especially. So, you know, if you don't have Kovacs, if you're not aim training, it's something you need to do, especially on Master Keyboard, and something on controller that you're, unfortunately, you know, there's not really too many great ways to practice it if you have bad controller aim, such as myself. But just find ways to just continually get your aim better, because again, it's honestly the most important part, because that's what gets you kills, and that's how you win, is you get kills. You get kills and last and make smart decisions. But that is going to do it for the VOD review, guys. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, please drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on post notifications. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.